was just chatting with a coach who was telling me they feel they need to pick a niche, and I told them they shouldn't. And I actually think the worst thing that you could do is pick a niche. And here's what I think you should do instead. I've helped hundreds of coaches find their niche. And for most people who are trying to figure out who they serve, what they do for those people, and what truly makes them unique in the marketplace, it's more of an evolution. And personally, mine went something like this. If we'd have met 7 years ago, I'd said, I'm head of people and culture in tech companies. By far, the favorite part of my role is coaching the CEO and the leadership team. Super rewarding work. I loved it so much. It really opened my eyes to coaching. So then I looked for ways that I could coach some people on the side, outside of work. And I started coaching some creative folks because of my background in music. And then I read the book Atomic Habits. And it was life-changing for me. And not just because I read the book, but because I applied what was in the book. And I was like, what if I treat it like it was a program or a course? What if I treated this like my life depended on me implementing what was in Atomic Habits? So I created a morning routine. I started tracking my habits, and I started sharing online how it was impacting me. And it was on Instagram at the time because I wasn't showing up on LinkedIn the way I am now. But other people started saying like, hey, whatever the hell you're doing here, can you help me with this? So then I signed a couple clients where I was helping them with their habits. And it gave me the confidence to be able to think that I could build a real business with this. So I quit my director level role, and when I had the nice salary and blah, 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 and went all in on coaching. And I called myself a habits strategist. I wasn't confident in calling myself a coach. I was like, who the fuck am I to say I'm a coach? And I had a bit of imposter syndrome around it. So I didn't, but I called myself a habit strategist, and I signed a whole heck of a lot of clients. I quit my job to focus on coaching, and this is what I'm doing, and this is who I'm excited to serve. That post, it went kind of viral on LinkedIn. I had 1,900 connections on the platform at the time, just south of 2,000, and it got 20,000 views. I got a whole bunch of DMs. I had people who wanted to work with me, so much so that I started taking coaching calls in the morning, doing work at lunch at my work, and I had to quit my job a month earlier than planned. That's a whole other separate story, but that launched me on this. I'm helping people with habits. I'm a habit strategist. And then what I didn't expect is 11 of my first 12 clients, when I really leaned into that, were entrepreneurs. And it's not like I said, like, I help entrepreneurs and I like chose this as a niche. That's who showed up. And when I reflected on it, I was like, yeah, this makes sense. Entrepreneurs are creatively driven, like solving interesting problems. They go to the beat of their own drum. They can be a bit rebellious. These are my people. So then I called myself a habit strategist for entrepreneurs for a while. And I think my tagline was something along helping you build sustainable habits that last, or something like that. Actually, it'd be funny for me to go pull that up. And then, so I did that, and that was fun, and I was enjoying it, and replaced my salary, and was coaching people overseas, and it was a lot of fun. I was doing what I felt I should be doing. And then the final nudge for the universe came because other coaches came to me asking, how'd you do this? I had someone say, like, I saw you had a full-time job. Now you have a full roster of clients. How have you done this? You're signing clients overseas. You seem to know what you're doing when it comes to content in LinkedIn. So I started having calls with people where I just let them pick my brain. I just answer questions like, hey, have you thought about this, updating this on your profile? Or, you just said that this sounds like a really interesting messaging piece. Like, you should probably talk about that. And I just did what I always do, which is be curious, be interested in people, ask questions. And then when the opportunities arose, I gave them some nudges or some invitations and helped them pull some ideas out. And 1 week, 3 people booked those calls with me. 2 of them ended the call by saying, how do I have another one of these conversations? So I went into what I'm doing now, which is funny if you think about it, because my company's called Growth Habit, because I was doing the habit stuff, but I'm not doing that now. So I didn't pick a niche. It chose me. And this approach worked because I openly shared what I was doing, and then I got feedback from the marketplace. People told me what was resonating with them. I was able to evolve based on the feedback the market was giving me. So there's a harsh truth with this that's often ignored, is that if there's no hungry market for you and what you're offering, then you've got a hobby. And my guess is, if you're watching this, that you want your coaching business to be a whole heck of a lot more than a hobby. You want it to be a fulfilling business. You want to feel really excited when you're telling your friends and family not just about the impact of your work, but the actual revenue that it's generating. You want this to be a real thing, a real business, and one that gives you money to comfortably live, to pay for life, to travel, to feel that you know you're going to be able to put your kids in a good school, whatever that might mean for you. There's some freedom element of this as well. So don't pick a niche. Don't pick one. Like you're throwing like a dart at a dartboard, or you're spinning some wheel. Like, stick your finger in the wind. Like, no. Put yourself out there. Pay attention to the signals that you get. Oops. And then adjust accordingly. That'll guarantee that there is a market for what you offer. That'll guarantee that there's interest and an appetite for what you're providing the world. Because I want you to have more than a hobby. I want you to have a fulfilling business.